You know, I feel like I've already seen... Holy crap, is he chewing on that guy's ear? Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about Dylan O'Brien and Michael Keaton's new action thriller, American Assassin. After Mitch Rapp's new fiancée is killed during a terrorist attack, he begins training on his own so he can begin a personal mission of revenge. The CIA begins to take notice of his actions, but instead of putting a stop to them, they decide to take him under their guidance instead. If this movie has anything going for it, it's the brutal and bloody violence. Whether it be hand-to-hand fighting, gun battles, torture, we'll get to that one in a bit, the action in this movie keeps it somewhat entertaining. I will say that the use of bloody violence does get a bit ridiculous at times. That being said, it didn't bother me at all. The best part of the movie is by far Michael Keaton, and let me ask you a question. Do you like that Michael Keaton? You know the one I'm talking about.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, and in this movie, there's a scene where he gets to be a little nuts. While throughout this movie he puts on a solid performance and he is by far the best actor and character in the movie, it's one scene involving torture that really stands out. If you do plan on seeing this movie, I don't really want to spoil this part for you because honestly you really should just experience it. Let's just say that the scene involves resisting torture, taunting your opponent, and something that Mike Tyson did to Evander Holyfield. When it came to the rest of the supporting cast, I felt that they did a decent job, but honestly there wasn't really anything special here. Taylor Kitsch played the villain, and honestly, he could have swapped places with the main character, and you probably wouldn't have known. Sina LaFon played the CIA contact for our main character, and she's going to be that character that ends up being in charge someday. And before you say anything, no, I'm not saying this word, this is how you pronounce her name. Shiva Nagar is the Iranian agent who, of course, is hiding something. She's there to be cute and be sympathetic and getting close with our main character, and may or may not turn on him. You may have noticed that I haven't mentioned Dylan O'Brien yet, and there's a reason why. Look, the guy was okay, but you could have swapped him out with just about anybody and they would have done fine in this movie too. He just wasn't charismatic enough to carry this movie. I know he's supposed to be playing the regular guy turned super assassin, but I just wasn't buying it. That being said, when it came to the action scenes, he was fine, but for everything else, it was just okay. Lastly, the plot of this movie was all too familiar. A lot of what happened in this movie reminded me of other movies, and if it reminded me of any other movies, it would be Brad Pitt's Spy Game and Colin Farrell's The Recruit. Despite having some decent, brutal, bloody action and letting Michael Keaton get nuts, I really can't recommend this one for anything more than a rental. The action's fine and Michael Keaton's great, but the rest of the movie just feels all too familiar and there's really just nothing new to offer here. You've seen similar, and in most cases, better movies before. I'm not saying this movie's bad, but it's just not worth going in the theater to see. As always, thank you so much for watching. What did you think of American Assassin? Feel free to comment on down in the section below. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion. I'm Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino. Till next time.